Nation, before we get into this, I have a little explaining to do. Yesterday I did a video entitled The Top 10 Biggest Musical Idiots of Pop Music in 2015, and there were some names on there that you're going to see omitted from this list, principally because I don't really want to double dip. 2015 has had some pretty terrible songs all across the board, but there were definitely some that were mentioned in yesterday's list that I didn't want to include on this one to make them seem awfully redundant. I was able to successfully do that with just about everybody, with the exception of 2 or 3 names where the atrocity was just that damn bad. For example, the Ray Shremmerd song that he did, or that they did rather, with Nicki Minaj, Throw Some Mo, is not on this list, simply because one of the principal reasons it sucks is that Ray Shremmerd is just not all that lyrically gifted, and Nicki Minaj seems really disinterested in music, period. Another great opportunity that could potentially be viewed as wasted is Madonna's Bitch I'm Madonna, but we pretty much explained what was up with that in yesterday's list. So without further ado, let's get into this one right here. Let's get into the top 10 worst songs of 2015, and remember, if you differ in your opinion, put yours in the comments below. So we start with number 10. We start with Flat Empire by All That Remains. This has been a huge request, and I'm surprised, considering whenever I first heard this track, I really didn't like it all that much, but then again, I didn't like most of what All That Remains were able to offer with their most recent release. But upon inspection, as the years progressed, and especially as it came down to list season, I started to realize just how big of a hot fucking mess this song is. This song's a mess for many different reasons. It combines a couple of different ideas and tries to piece and parse them together in order to make something cohesive, and fails miserably. Instead of this one seeming like it's just going up and down like the stock market or a deranged roller coaster that doesn't have a freaking destination, this is instead one that just opts to really try to unnerve you, and then opts to use a softer voice in order to try to, take some of the edge off, release some of the tension. Either way, it just fails magnificently. This is a track that hopefully All That Remains can look back on in 10 years and kind of laugh at, considering I'm laughing at it right now. It's pretty fucking balls, just like the rest of that stupid album from earlier this year. We'll talk about that again later. Number 9, Britney Spears and Iggy Azalea with the song Pretty Girls. This is a song that basically just says that pretty girls get whatever they want because they're pretty. They're just so pretty, and this is just so annoying. Now, Britney Spears, I never thought I'd talk about her on a list or anything like this. I never did. I thought there would be a 10 worst artists still making music today thing, and that would be it. End of story. Nothing new that she would put out would really be all of that bad, but then she teams up with everyone's favorite piece of shit, everyone's favorite hunk of crap, Iggy Azalea, in order to craft one of the worst songs of the year. This one is so simplistic and bogged down by over-excessive production and nothing really to really register. The message itself, you know how people say, and we're going to get to this later too, about how this is a male-dominated world and industry and everything like this, and this is one where the girls are stepping up and saying, you know what, we get all this because of who we are, because of how pretty we are. We just put on our little tight dresses and we pay attention to our bodies, we strut our stuff, and we get whatever we want because we're just so pretty. Men are fucking idiots for this. I actually support that argument because most men are fucking dipshits. If you don't want songs like this to continue to populate and pollute this fucking earth, why don't you wake up a little bit, you fucking blockheads, you dumb shits? This song is terrible. We're moving on to number 8. Number 8 is OMI with Cheerleader. Cheerleader was a song that was massive over the summertime. Oh, thank God for all of us. We're basically Good Guy OMI, which is like so many other good guys, such as Good Guy Andy Grammer, or Good Guy Dude that did Don't Want to Waste Your Time, or Take Your Time, that country ass clown. Good Guy OMI is in a bar, he's in an establishment, he's talking with some female, some individual of the opposite gender that he is kind of interested in, and you can tell that she's very interested in OMI because he's OMI. Everybody's heard of OMI. Before this song, no one's heard of OMI. He was a nobody and still should be. But basically the message of the song is that, no, we're not going to do anything tonight, you and I, because I got someone at home. She's my cheerleader. She's in my corner. It's a good enough message. It's really one that's trying to illuminate the idea that not all men are these deranged pigs that go into bars and hook up with some floozy that they find and talk for an hour and pump freaking vodka cranberries with and just decide that whoever they have at home, well, fuck them. My question is, in all of these relationships, is why the hell aren't they out drinking together? It seemed like it'd be a whole hell of a lot more fun with the two of you as opposed to just you going down to some bar and just sitting there like... Seems to be a lot more fun if there was two of you. That's what I'm really getting at. Number 7, we have Rihanna with Bitch Better Have My Money. Tough bitch Rihanna trying to get her money back because she better have her money. She's trying to go with this whole gangsta, this whole style that is very forceful, that has a lot to do with bitch better have my money. Bitch better have my money. You better have my money. Bitch better have my money. Rihanna, we'll still have the album. Rihanna, you talked about it in January. Rihanna, it's now fucking December. People are starting to get angry. Actually, they've probably forgotten about you. I kind of hope that they have, because this song is obnoxious. The rest of the album probably is going to be too. That was too many syllables. Fuck you. The song is balls. I don't give a shit if Mads Mikkelsen was in the video, Hannibal from the Hannibal series. It still sucked. It couldn't save it. It couldn't recover it. You know what would have made this better? If Mads Mikkelsen would have assumed the role of Hannibal in the video for Bitch Better Had My Money, killed Rihanna in real life, full realsies, and then decided to make a delicious meal out of her carcass. And basically what would have happened at the end of the video is that Chris Brown would have come in stage right and high-fived him, and then Mads would have killed his ass too. Number 6, we are at Charlie Puth and Meghan Trainor with Marvin Gaye. Let's Marvin Gaye and get it on. Oh my fucking Jesus Christ. If there's one thing we didn't need is the guy behind the Furious 7 song with Wiz Khalifa and the bitch behind another song we're going to talk about at number 5 and other stupidity coming together to try to bring back the soul, the soul and the wonderful wholesomeness of the 1960s with this piece of shit. Thanks a fucking lot. This is something that is ruined not only by the composition, which is ruined by itself considering you're trying to get an appeal of a genre that hadn't been invented yet in the 1960s, with a little hip-hop appeal, with some hi-hats, with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of glitz and glamour, a little bit of freaking dressing up in the studio, and then you have these two just talking about how their little affair is going to go, how their little rendezvous is going to go, whereas Meghan Trainor in number 5, dear future husband, by the way, is talking about the list of demands that some dumb shit needs in order to not get in their pants, but to possibly get a kiss from her, to even be noticed by her. These are the things that are needed and are necessary. This is what you need to do. Meghan Trainor essentially has taken down a piece of paper and written down a list of demands as though she is negotiating some sort of hostage situation. That's exactly what this song reminds me of. This song reminds me that Meghan Trainor potentially just took some dude that she thought was kind of nice looking and maybe paid her some attention in a positive way. Oh my god, it's so... It never happens. No guy ever gives any girl positive attention, and then she decides that she's going to tie him up in her basement and she's going to break down this list of demands. And here's the worst torture of them all. The worst torture. Waterboarded, it ain't shit. Chinese water torture, fuck that shit. Getting all your fingers ripped off or bitten off, man, that ain't nothing compared to what the actual torture is. Meghan Trainor sings her demands. She sings her demands to this poor sap who's being tortured. And his arms are bound, his legs are bound, he can't even just stand up out of the chair, go into the drawer, pull out a gun and kill himself. That's what this song feels like. This song feels like Meghan Trainor is trying to successfully navigate suicides among the male population. And really it should be any music lover's population, considering this is a population that doesn't need her. Number 4, Miley Cyrus with Do It. Why do they put the dick inside the pussy? No one still knows. Actually, I do. I've done specific research for a long period of time. I once possessed a lab coat, however I sold it on eBay after I solved this problem. Why do they put the dick inside the pussy? Well, Miley, the answer to this is for procreation. They do that to try to make smaller children, small little babies that will eventually become full-fledged human beings. Your father, Billy Ray Cyrus, don't tell my heart, my achy-breaky heart, I just don't think you'd understand. I don't think you can understand a lot about what you're doing lately, Miley. That's just me. It's just like he put his dick inside the pussy of some broad and you got pooped out. and the rest of the world is actually looking at you with a lot of disdain and disgrace, but in reality, your father's the one that's having the worst time of it because they're looking at him like, well, thanks a fucking lot, Billy Ray. This is the reason why your career went down the shitholes, because some dick fuck from the future decided to come back to 1993 or whatever year you were born and basically just say, stop making music, stop doing stupid bullshit. I can't believe you didn't abort this child. Abort this child right now. Abort, abort, abort. This is something that needs aborted. Come on, hit the red fucking button, nuke this shit before it becomes worse. And you're just like, you know what? No, I think that I'm going to just keep it. I think I'm going to keep it. I'm anti-abortion. And now look what has happened. Thank you so much. Flaming Lips, you're not exempt from this either. The fuck, man. Number 3, Icon for Hire with Now You Know or Now You Know Me, Who Cares? Thanks to ARTV for exposing me to this song with their list that just came out. You should check that out, the top 25 worst songs of this year. But I had no idea what this band even sounded like. I didn't give two shits, and then all of a sudden I listened to it about 3 times and laughed my ass off so fucking hard that it had to be on this list. I don't care what Icon for Hire is meant to be. Whether they're meant to be pop punk, whether they're meant to be pop rock, whether they're meant to be Christian, whether they're meant to be female fronted, or wait, no, don't say that. Don't say that. Write in the lyrics, what's a female fronted band anyway? Well, here's the answer to that question. Here's the answer to that question. A female fronted rock band is a rock band that has a female front woman. Front woman. Female front woman may seem like a bit of a redundancy, mainly because it is, but that's just the way in which things are somewhat associated. Some folks actually go out and seek out female-fronted rock bands or female-fronted projects simply because they enjoy a female's voice. It's not a sexual thing, it's just a preferential thing. Okay, for some people it might be a sexual thing, but we're not talking about them here. But this song sounds like the bratty rants of a 13-year-old on Tumblr or on MySpace or what the hell was that Live Journal that basically was trying to take a stand and sound like they're this big bad social justice warrior 10 years before the term became fucked. And then someone decided, hey, you should probably record that. That's going to have some actual meaning to it. Man, that sounds really, really good. Here's the funny and really messed up thing about it. You're talking about how this is a male-dominated, male-oriented scene. And there is a certain element of truth there, but whenever you consider most of the pop stars, most of the people that are talked about the most of the biggest idiots from yesterday's list, most of the people that are putting their asses out there and being absolutely ridiculous, they are women. They are women. You're not alone. You're not the only person who is in this huge and terribly male-dominated industry. Stop fucking fueling the feminists. Stop. This is not another patriarchy. Kiss my ass. Your band is terrible. Number 2, oh my god. Five Finger Death Punch with Boots and Blood. Arguably the song with the worst lyrical content, perhaps in history, but definitely in 2015, aside from one. But there's good reason for that. This is actually, I'm going to put it to you like this. This is the worst lyrically crafted song in 2015 that was crafted seriously. That was crafted with a goal in mind, that was trying to actually take itself seriously. Now You Know by Icon for Hire actually at least had a bit of a purpose behind it. This one looked like it was just trying to use fuck as many times as humanly possible. Here, I can do that extremely easily and recreate the experience for everybody who hasn't gotten the opportunity to listen to this lovely song. Fuck you, fuck me, fuck my mom, fuck my dad, fuck my aunts, uncles, my cousins, fuck that guy over there, fuck my boss, fuck my postman, fuck the milkman that was originally delivering my fucking milk to my fucking parents 50 fucking years ago because he's a fucking prick, fuck the dog that fucked the mailman's leg whenever he tried to fucking deliver my mail, and fuck the guy who was training the dog to fucking bite the leg of the fucking mailman, who was delivering the fucking shit all that fucking time ago, who was in bed actually with the milkman because he was a fucking gay, and they were doing this 50 fucking years ago, and fuck, shut the fuck up. Boots and Blood is one of the worst songs ever written. Period. Amen. This song needs no further discussion. Five Finger Death Punch's lyrics have tanked so hard in the past 3 years, it is not really that far of a stretch to realize why Ivan has all of a sudden become this mega douche. It really isn't, considering his lyrics are really reflecting that damn well. And that brings us to number 1. That brings us to Silento with Watch Me Whip. and watch me nay-nay. Never before, not since the cha-cha slide or the last stupid dance thing. Soldier Boy, tell him, whatever the fuck it might be, the stanky leg, Gangnam Style. I actually like that, that was alright, but this has been a cancer. An absolute cancer on this nation. This is probably one of the stupidest things that I've ever been exposed to in the entirety of my existence. There are commands that are being told with obscure dances in there. I feel as though this song has been written and performed in code. That way only a select population will know what's going on, and they will be deemed cool because they know they cracked the fucking Da Vinci Code, the Silento Code, the Nay-Nay Code, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But you know what? This is something that best needs to be described a different way. Not just with me sitting here and belittling the song again, considering I did that whenever it showed up on a Now, and considering I did it in its own individual video. You know what? I'm going to show you one of the dances that I think should have been a part of Watch Me Whip and Watch Me Nay Nay. Hi guys, this is CoverKillerNation, and here I'm going to teach you today how to do the actual version, the real version, not the version that you've been seeing and being taught in songs such as Watch Me Whip or Watch Me Nay Nay. I'm going to teach you the actual way to do the stanky leg. And the first thing I want to tell you is that dancing and doing all this stuff, doing these things, it's all about fun. It's all about having fun. No matter where you're doing this, whether you're doing this in your bathroom, whether you're doing this while you're sleeping, whether you're doing this on your lover's chest, it's all about fun. You just got to make sure you're nice and loose and having a lot of fun. But okay, this is what you have to do in order to do the real version of the stanky leg. Now, remember that the stanky leg is all about how loose and how fun you really are having. You know, how much fun you're having. But you have to realize that while you're dancing, while you're doing this with your hands, that your leg, which in this case is going to be your right leg, this leg right here, it's getting really stanky. It's getting stanky because, you know, you're just moving all around and you're bumping and grinding up against all sorts of sexy ladies and maybe even some dudes, all depending on what you're into. We don't discriminate here. But your leg get really stanky. It's getting really stanky. So what you're going to do is that you're going to move your leg over here kind of like this. Because your leg is so stanky that you want nothing to do with this leg anymore. This leg's so stanky that it's impeding your ability to have a good time. So your leg's going to be over here like this. Then with your other hand, with the opposite hand, your left hand, this is absolutely critical. It's got to be the opposite hand, because if it's like this, then there's a risk that the stank from your leg is actually going to infect your arm, and it's going to get stanky too. So whenever you perform this move, if you're doing it like this, because this is the move right here, if you do it like this, and your arm gets stanky, guess what happens? Stank go right up your nose, and all of a sudden, your face gets stanky. Your face gets stanky, and all of a sudden, everybody around you, all the ladies you're trying to sleep with, all the dudes that you're trying to get in with, they know you stanky, and you don't want to be stanky. Now remember to have fun whenever you do this, even though your leg's stanky, even though you want nothing to do with this leg anymore because this leg is so damn stanky, and then you just do this with your right leg, try to detach it from your body, and with your left arm, you just do this. Then you switch it, because the left arm, the left leg's now it's stanky. Oh shit, it's so stanky. Oh my god, it's so stanky. And then the ultimate move. The ultimate move, really simple. See, you can't pull both legs in opposite directions, see? You can't pull them in opposite directions, because look at you. It looks like you're trying to fuck the ground directly in front of you. And you can't use both, because then what you're going to use to clasp your nose. So instead what you do, whenever both your legs get stanky, and all of a sudden it just becomes this huge calamity, where everything about you is stanky, instead of just trying to separate your legs and trying to flap your hands, you just collapse because you have become victim of the stank. So you do the left, and then you do the right, and then you just... Did you get all that? I hope the fuck that you did, because guess what? Pop quiz time, motherfucker! I want reaction videos. I want to see you guys doing the actual, real IRL version of the stanky leg that was just performed just now. That, or just do your best interpretation of the CKN dance. Remember what that is? Touch shoulders, touch nose, kiss my ass, fuck your face. That's it. That's simple as that. That's exactly what you should do to this song and really the other 9 songs on this list. There you have it. 10 terrible abominations that 2015 has shat out for the whole entire rest of the world to hear and for people that actually have sanity to loathe. Oh man, this is our first year doing this. We're going to be doing it again. Originally, this was meant to be the top 10 worst songs on the Now albums, but guess what? Upon looking at songs that weren't on Now albums because they wouldn't fit their, content guidelines, these were worse. So, once again, if you have any songs that you think deserve to be on this list that you didn't see, post them in the comments below. And as always, I am coverkillernation. I will talk to you guys later. Please hit the subscribe button. Give a shout out to ARTV. Give a shout out to Adosa Buckley for his top 10 list, which is always a ball. And just really a shout out to everybody in the reviewing community who is right now, no doubt, your favorite reviewer is out there compiling a list of the top 10 worst something or the top 10 best something for you guys to check out. So support these guys all this holiday season, and I will talk to you next time. Peace.